This is a KP Candies production.
Welcome to Cooking with KP Candies. Before we get started, make sure to hit that like button. Leave a comment below. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel and ring that notification bell so you never miss out on our latest delicious creations.
Today, Chef Fred is about to change the way you view leftovers forever. With just $25 and a few items you probably already have in your fridge.
We're going to start with our fresh herbs, tarragon, and sage. We're going to use garlic and fresh shallots. Always wash your herbs. I don't care what type of packaging it comes in. It can say already washed fresh herbs. Always wash your herbs. We're going to start off with that. Next, we're going to rinse off our garlic and our shallot because people tend to grab those. After rinsing off our herbs, we're going to take a paper towel and pat dry them. We don't want to be too rough with them. You just want to remove as much moisture as you can. After we remove the herbs from the paper towel, we're going to perform a rough chop. A rough chop, you're just cutting the bigger pieces and the smaller pieces. And with these particular herbs, we want to make sure that we keep the stem. After we perform the rough chop, we want to do some mincing of these herbs because we want to mince them real fine. You'll see later on in the video why. We want to then grab our garlic and our shallot, dry that off as well with a paper towel. You don't want to use a cloth towel because you don't want lint. We're going to start off with our shallot first. I'm going to cut the ends off. Then I'm going to split it down the middle. Then once I move that to the side, I'm going to take it, peel the skin off, put it to the side. Peel the skin off, put it to the side. Then we're going to take it, cut it down the middle, cut it again. I want to try to get about 3 or 4 pieces out of this. And again, we're going to perform the rough chop. Be careful, make sure you hold your knuckles back. The rough chop, that's what we're going to do. As you're chopping it, you kind of want to push it back together. You don't want it to spread all over your cutting board. And try to keep your blade as clean as you can. Rough chop, we don't want to fine chop this. We want to make sure we don't have any heavy chunks. And you'll see a little bit later in the video why. Keep your blade clean. Keep everything to the center. Just keep chopping. Keep your blade clean. Just remember, keep your blade clean. That's how you want it to look. Took about 4 pieces of garlic out of the clove. Now you can buy the peeled garlic already, but no, I like the fresh garlic. We want to take that. As you see, I smashed it with the knife to get the skin off. It's a very tedious process. Like I said, if you want the garlic that's already in the bag, already peeled, these are just old chef habits of mine. I just like to do the little tedious stuff. Now, when you're smashing the garlic, make sure that you keep the blade away from your hand, because if you're not used to doing this, just buy the peeled garlic. I don't want anybody to get cut, or you can go and buy you a cutting glove if you don't have any really good knife skills. Now that we have our garlic out of the peeling, we want to start rough chopping. If you notice, I'm rocking the blade, pushing everything back to the center, rocking the blade, rocking the blade, rocking the blade, pushing everything back to the center. Also, you want to make sure you keep your blade clean. Then we want to push both ingredients together, and we want to make sure we blend them up really, really good, because we're going to put them in a food processor next. If you don't have this small processor, I want to say it's about 20 bucks. This really helps me out because sometimes I really don't feel like fine dicing or mincing with my knife. This saves me a lot of time and a lot of effort. And, it's really good to have around the house if you're blending vegetables, if you want them minced. Just one push of the button, let it do its thing. That's what you want right there. So now we're going to take our shallots and garlic and mix them in with our herbs and put it to the side. I have some leftover asparagus, so I'm going to use that for my side for this meal. I prefer the thicker asparagus. If you choose the thicker asparagus, make sure you have a peeler because the skin on this tends to be kind of tough and then it doesn't really taste that good. After you finish the peeling process, get you a bowl of water, cut off the end of your asparagus, put it in the water, and we're going to rinse this after we finish peeling it. This casserole will not be complete without ham. So I went to the grocery store, and guess what I found on sale? Ham. And it was already sliced. Don't be afraid to buy anything that's on yellow tag. You can take it, freeze it, or take out what you need, like I'm using for this recipe. I'm going to take out about 2 stacks of it, and I'm going to save the rest for breakfast. Next, we're going to take our ham over to the sink, and we're going to rinse it. I don't care how prepackaged it is, make sure you wash your product. After we get our ham from the sink, we're going to commence the dicing. You can choose whatever pieces of ham, whatever diced ham you want in it, but I like to use nice size pieces. I like my casseroles pretty hearty, so I usually do some pretty thick uh, diced pieces of ham. Chicken cordon bleu will not be complete without chicken. So while I was at the store, I picked up some chicken thighs, boneless chicken thighs. They were on yellow tag as well. And if you don't like chicken thighs, you can use chicken breast. It's totally up to you. But I like fresh ingredients, so I try to stay away from the chicken in the can or the bag chicken. Now that we have the chicken out the pack, what we do, we're going to take our chicken over to the sink. We're going to rinse it. We always want to make sure we use clean product. Now that we washed our chicken, we're going to trim off some of the fat. But I want you to save that fat, put it in the freezer. I'm going to do another video on how to use stored chicken fat. Now that the chicken is clean, we're going to dice it up into pieces. We have a pot here of a medium heat. We want to coat the bottom of it with some oil. Now comes the fun part. We want to add our fresh herbs, garlic, and shallots to this pan, and woo, this smells so good. You're gonna love it. Now that you have your mixture of veggies and herbs, you want to saute them to golden brown. Then you want to add your chicken, and you want to make sure that you cook this chicken evenly. And please don't forget to subscribe to the Cooking with KPKandies channel. I'm going to have some amazing recipes on here. I want to help everyone save money by using leftovers. You have a lot of food in your kitchen. I think a lot of people just don't know how to put the recipe together. But you just subscribe to this channel. I'm going to show you how to do it. Now that our chicken is starting to brown a little bit, it's mixing well with the herbs. Just keep sauteing your chicken. Scrape down those side walls, get all that flavor. Look at those juices, boy. Look at all that flavor right there. Now that our chicken is fully cooked, we're going to add the ham. We're going to have a few pieces of ham that's going to stick to the bowl. Yeah, we want to get all that in that pot. We want to get all that flavor. We don't want to leave nothing behind. After we allowed our chicken and ham to cook for a while, we're going to add our cream of chicken soup. It can be kind of stubborn because it's condensed cream of chicken. So you can take a spoon, get it out if it's, kind of difficult for you to get it out the can. Once we get our cream of chicken soup into our mixture, we're going to stir that around. We want to incorporate all these flavors. Your house should be smelling pretty good right now. Hey, y'all do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button for me, will you please? By this time, you're probably ready to eat this casserole, but we're going to add some heavy cream to it. We're going to give it a little bit more body, make it rich, and we're going to give it a quick stir. Now that we have all the flavors incorporated, I'm going to add some mozzarella cheese. Add a little bit left, so I want to get rid of it. So that's why we're using leftovers. Now that all our flavors are incorporated, it's time for the seasoning. Liquid smoke. I love this stuff. It brings out so much flavor. I use it in almost everything I cook. I'll probably do a separate video on how to use liquid smoke. You don't want to use a lot of this stuff. Then I'm going to add my pepper. And I season to taste. I don't measure. Once we use our pepper, we're going to add our onion powder, season to taste. We're going to add our garlic powder, season to taste. Then we're going to add some salt, season to taste. When I use the term season to taste, I mean season to your liking. Some people like a lot of salt. Some people like less salt, less pepper, season to your liking. Remove mixture from the heat. Next, we're going to cook our pasta. I'm using corkscrew pasta. I have a half a box left. So again, we're using leftovers. You can use the pasta of your choice. It's totally up to you. But corkscrew just makes this very hearty. We want to cook our pasta to al dente, which means almost done. We want to drain our pasta, but we do not want to rinse it. You don't want to rinse your pasta because you want your sauce to stick to it. After we strained our pasta, we want to put it back in the pot we boiled it in. We want to slowly add our pasta to our cream sauce. And we want to add a little bit at a time. We don't want to dump it. Feel free to add more milk or heavy cream. Some people like their casserole soupy. I like mine kind of like not too loose, not too thick, somewhere right in the middle. What is your choice? I'm going to use some leftover breadcrumbs and I'm going to add some panko breadcrumbs to it because this won't be enough to finish off the casserole. So once I mix that in there, incorporate it a little bit, we're going to put it on top of the casserole. Here's the chef tip. You can add some paprika to your breadcrumbs. It gives it a little bit more brownish color. Next, you want to make sure you spray your casserole dish because this chicken cordon bleu casserole is very sticky and you don't want to be scrubbing this dish. So make sure you spray it down. Then we're going to add the chicken cordon bleu to the dish and we're going to be patient with it. We want to make love to our food. We don't want to overdo it. Then we're going to slowly add our breadcrumbs. We want to make sure that we cover every corner of this casserole.
Now we'll get ready to work on our asparagus. I like to use sesame oil with my asparagus. It just gives it a real robust flavor. And I'm also going to add my chef-made compound butter. I'm going to do a video on how you can make your own compound butter later. Once our butter and sesame oil has melted down, we're going to add our asparagus and we're going to saute it. If you don't have good pan tossing skills, you can use tongs to kind of move your asparagus around. You want to cook it evenly. Then we're going to add our seasonings, our onion powder, our garlic powder, and our salt and pepper. We're just going to let this asparagus do its own thing. And there you have it, folks. Chicken Cordon Bleu Casserole. This entire meal cost me less than $25 just by using some leftovers at home and buying some marked down items from the grocery store. Hey, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm going to put this recipe along with this video so you can enjoy it for yourself.
Just holler Chef Fred if you want the snack.
www.kpkandies.biz